Hi everyone, welcome to Gypsy Woman Charm. My name is Lisa, owner and creator, and today our projects are fall. It's that time of year that we need to start thinking about our home decor, because if we're wanting it for fall and Christmas, then we need to start working on it now. So I was excited to start with fall. Couple of things. We have a new release with the recycled decoupage that started Sunday night. So if you want to check out my Etsy store and see the new designs, they're wonderful. Please subscribe and follow and give me a thumbs up. It helps in the algorithm. It keeps me going, and I would so appreciate it. I know there's about 90% of y'all that watch that aren't subscribed yet, so please subscribe. And I thank you so much, and let's get started. Project 1. So I have a bamboo cutting board here, and it looks like it's never been used. And I decided I'm going to turn it into a fall, Christmas, winter picture. So I'm taking Fusion Mineral Paint in the color Ash, and I'm giving it a base coat. And I end up giving it 2 coats, front and back. And I just love the ash color in the Fusion Mineral Paint. It really is my go-to for a lot of things. For a background. It is a dark gray, very soft. It's a great base and a great neutral. I just love it. And now we're going to attach the deer from the Holly Glen collection from IOD. It's about 1 or 2 years old. I've had it left over. I just think that was a beautiful transfer booklet. But I'm going to be using the process called Riding the Wave, where I just attach the bottom piece of the transfer, and then I pick up the transfer sheet and just slowly lift it as I rub. And this process is really great for the large transfers. Just be, really careful. If you happen to lift it and you get a piece of the transfer, just lay it back down and rub it again. And here I am, I'm going to burnish it. Be sure you always burnish your pieces to make sure there's really good contact. So now I want something in the corners, and for a while I thought about putting gold, and I thought, no, I'm not really wanting to do gold to it. So I've got this wreath from the Fairy Merry Christmas. It came out the same year as the Holly Glen. They're both retired now, but I had them, so I thought, well, I'll just use them. So I cut the wreath up in 4 pieces, and I'm just attaching it to the corner of the transfer here. Now you see how, because I cut it, there's the straight edges on each side of the piece of wreath. I do not want those straight edges. I want it to look very organic. So what I'm doing here is the pieces of the transfer that is left over that did not fit on the board, I'm going to take those pieces and attach them to the straight edge side so that it looks just like sprigs coming out. So you won't be able to tell that it was cut, from a wreath. It's going to look very organic.
Watching the stars and the city lights. Right from the start, said we never grow apart, dear Wichita. You wanted me to know, never ever let you go, dear Wichita.
So I think the bottom section turned out wonderful. So now I'm just going to do the same process on the top section, and I think it's turning out beautiful.
Surrounded by colors, it's such a sight. Watching all the lovers fall into the night. Time of spring, I remember everything from Wichita. This town is on its knees, you know God is overseas, I'm telling ya.
And no piece of transfer is left behind.
Oh, it's more to this than what you see. You know this town's got the best of me. Are we sure it's the last time? Sure that this is the last time. Oh, we were down by the river all through the night, watching the stars and
And I think it turned out beautiful. Project 2. So next I'm taking this wall basket that I thrifted, and I decided I'm going to update it. I'm going to take out the floral that's already in it. It's been spent. And first I take a piece of burlap ribbon that I thrifted the burlap ribbon, I believe from Goodwill. I think I did. And so I'm just going to attach it. And then I'm taking the IOD mold in rosettes, and I'm going to use the air dry clay, and I'll just make that lower flower that kind of is similar to a fall straw flower is what I think. And now I'm just taking a little bit of glue and gluing down that burlap ribbon, and then I'm going to attach some blue painter's tape to hold it in place while it dries a little bit, so that way it'll stay in place. So I'm taking my cornstarch and I'm putting a good base coat on my IOD mold, so that way the air dry clay will release very easily. And here I am taking my IOD air dry clay, which I love, and I am just softening it up with my hands, and then I'm going to mold it into the mold. And with IOD's patented rim on their molds, it is so easy to use, and it's so, I mean, really, it's hard to make a mistake.
the city light. Another moon's in a heartbeat. We're going back where it all began. The same ground under our feet. Starts to shake me through all we can. But we're caught in a landslide. So we stay up to the morning light.
And look how easy that mold just pops right out of there. So now we're going to paint it while it's still wet, because that way it'll reduce any cracking of the clay. So I just took the Alchemy Willow and the Fusion Mineral Paint in Tuscan Orange, Chocolate, and then the Fusion Metallic in Pale Gold. And I'm just kind of doing my own thing. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no wrong way of painting this. I'm just trying to use some fall colors and make it look like a beautiful flower, fall flower. And be sure on your molds, on your molded pieces, that you always paint the sides too, so that way it gives it a complete look.
we were told would never grow old here in Wichita. We were down by the river all through the night, watching the stars and the city lights. Right from the start, said we never grow apart, dear Wichita. You wanted me to know, never ever let you go, dear Wichita. Surrounded by colors, it's such a sight, watching all the lovers fall into the night.
So I don't show it on video, but after I get through painting it, and I let the paint dry, and then I give it 2 coats of Sweet Pickins top coat, and then I just put a little bit, after that dries, I put a little bit of the Waverly Brown wax on it, and then attach it on top of where the burlap ribbon meets with glue. So now I took out all of the old floral, and it had seen better days. And this is floral that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby, and it was on sale for 50% off. And I just thought these little, big sprigs were just beautiful. I love the colors. The colors go with the colors that I painted on the rosette, and so I'm just putting the floral in here. I am not a big floral arranger, so I just do what I think, what I like. If it's pretty to me and I like it. And as you can see, I did reuse the white pumpkin and the sunflower. And you can see I've rearranged it several times before I get it to where I want it.
All the moods in a heartbeat. We're going back where it all began. The same ground under our feet. Starts to shake with you all we can. Winter turned to spring. I remember everything from Wichita. This town is on its knees, you know God is overseas, I'm telling ya. Oh, it's more to this than what you see. You know this town's got the best of me. Are we sure it's
And I absolutely love the way it turned out. I thought it turned out very nice. A great addition to anybody's fall decor in their home. Project 3. So for the next project, I have a cutting board here that I thrifted, and I am using a decoupage paper that I had gotten, I think, about a year ago from Tara from the Reclaimed Ranch, and I'm just taking and using the water method to cut off the excess of the paper. So this is a very fibrous paper, so you can tell there's some of the fibers that come out with it, but it ends up turning out really well because it gives it a more rustic look. So guys, some of you have asked where you can find my creations from my videos. Anything I make that I don't decide to give away to someone or to keep will be in my Etsy store, so you can go to the description of the video and a link to my Etsy store will be there. So now at this point, I'm not sure what color I'm going to paint the cutting board or if I'm even going to paint it. So to make the decoupage paper pop out, I am taking, I believe it's limestone that I use from Fusion Mineral Paint, and I am painting the back of the paper directly. Now, the only thing about painting the back of this paper is I noticed that when I turned it over, that because of the porousness of the paper, some of the white has bled through a little bit, but it's okay. It ends up working in the end. So I'm not sure, at this point, I'm not sure if I was going to paint it or stain it, but I decided to paint it, and then I'm going to distress it. So I am using the Alchemy paint in Sandstone from Fusion. This paint is wonderful. I carry the whole line in my booth, and so many colors, and it's just really a great paint. It's easily distressable and blendable, and I just love it. And I do paint the front and the back and both sides. So now I take my 220, I believe it's 220, grit sandpaper, and I am just distressing it, hitting the edges, anything, piece of wood, because there is a bevel on the wood, so any of the wood area that is up high, I want to distress it off like it's been naturally worn.
The last time. Sure that this is the last time. Oh, we were down by the river all through the night, watching the stars in the city light, and all the moods in the heartbeat.
So after you sand it, you always want to wipe off any of the dust so that you have a clean area to decoupage on. So now I'm taking my decoupage paper that I've painted the back of, and then I use my Fusion decoupage and transfer gel, which I love this product. And I just start decoupaging it down. I just start it with a little starter strip there to attach where I want the piece to be. And then I just start doing a little bit at a time until the whole piece is attached to your cutting board. Now I do lose part of the video here, but all I do is take the Waverly brown wax and I wipe it on, wipe it off, and because the paint is more porous, it does attach itself more to the paint, which that's the look I wanted for this piece, so that's okay. But if you didn't, if you wanted a lighter effect, then you would need to put some kind of base coat on first before you did the dark wax so that you had a lighter effect. And then I'm just taking some sprigs that I got from Hobby Lobby and attaching it with some burlap, or not burlap, I'm sorry, some jute. I don't know what I'm attaching it with, but attach it with some jute, and then I put some jute through the top of the cutting board so that you can hang it if you wish. And I think it turns out, again, I think it's another wonderful piece for the fall. It just gives that fall vibe. Of course, this you can use year round, but to me it just screams more fall. And then you have your wonderful piece that you can either hang or lean, put it on an easel, use it in some type of vignette. I just think it turned out really cool. My husband loves this piece, but we won't be keeping it. We have too many things. Thank you so much for staying with me through the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you need to reach out to me, please message me and I'll try to get back with you. And I just want to thank you so much for joining me today.